Hi guys, good evening. So I recently turned 29 years old in international age and soon to be Korean age too. So I thought that I would share the 29 things that I have learned in 29 years. I don't want to make this video mega long, so I want to keep it snappy. But I do have to mention that this video is sponsored by Notion, so I'll talk about them in a minute. But without further ado, let's get into the things that I've learned. Number one. Nobody knows what they're doing in life. Even the older, wiser people like your parents. We all have our insecurities and vices that we're working through, so it's important to remember that and not feel like you're the only one. Number two, discipline is more powerful than motivation. Motivation is the catalyst needed to affect change. But still, discipline is the rules, habits, and time frame we follow to see that change happen. Because motivation comes and goes like the wind, so it's fickle. Stick to the routine you set for yourself. Number three, exercise. For your mental and physical health. When I feel anxious or upset, the best thing for me that I can do is just to go out and move my body. Humans are designed to withstand hard things, so putting your body through some physical exercise every day will make you such a resilient person. Also, it will make you hot. Number four. If you don't ask, you don't get. You make your own opportunities in life and people aren't just going to hand you things straight into your lap. Whether it's reaching out for business proposals or having the courage to send the first message to the person that you're interested in. So if you don't do anything, chances are nothing will happen. This leads on to number five. Just do it. Possibly the best slogan ever invented of all time. And I got this piece of advice from a book once and it still rings true for me today. If it's a task that can be done within 2 minutes, do it immediately on the spot right there. For example, if you've just eaten, just do the dishes right away. You can do that in 2 minutes. Or responding to an email that can be done in 2 minutes. Making your bed as soon as you've gotten out of bed. Doing little things like this for yourself helps you overcome a lack of motivation and willpower. And once you start completing all these little tasks, that gives you the confidence in your mind to think, oh, I can actually accomplish bigger things too. Number six, discomfort is the currency of success. Losing weight is uncomfortable. Networking is uncomfortable. Accepting and overcoming your flaws in your personality may be uncomfortable. Too many people, I feel like, believe that life is meant to be pleasurable all the time with no friction, no hardships. That's just simply not the case. Life is hard and there are struggles and we have to accept that if we want to get to a better place. And this leads nicely to my point number 7. Set reminders for your daily tasks and prioritize them accordingly. And I am so grateful to Notion who are sponsoring this video. Best believe me, when I saw that email from them in my inbox, I gasped because I've been a user of Notion since like a year and a half ago and I genuinely love the service. So I was like immediately, of course, I'm willing to talk about Notion on my channel. So you might have seen Notion a lot on social media because it's very a hyped service, but for those of you who don't know, Notion is a productivity tool that can be used for journaling, note-taking, project management, and so much more. So I first started using Notion when I was working with the Naked Soul team last year, and Notion is great for groups to be working together as well as of course personal projects. Before that, I had just been using the basic iPhone Notes app, but Notion is honestly just a lot better because you can collaborate on the same workspace at exactly the same time or different time zones. You can share projects super easily with a single person or the whole team and make comments and discussions which everyone gets notified on straight away. And I seriously just love the aestheticness of Notion. It's super white, clean, minimal, although you can customize it in so many different ways. The fonts, the layouts, you can also change the covers, the pictures, the icons. And to be honest, for me, I haven't spent that much time customizing my Notion because I'm using Notion strictly as a productivity tool. But I've watched so many other YouTubers who've like decorated their Notion so beautifully, and I actually did download a template. This is called the Blissful template and they decorated it super cute. You can even add stuff like work playlists that you can listen to while you're doing your work. But basically I use Notion mainly to write down my YouTube video content ideas, and when I have new sponsorships come in, which deadlines I have, I know exactly what needs to go in those sponsorships. It's available on desktop and on an app on your mobile on iOS and Android. So when I'm out and about and then I suddenly have like a really good video idea, I pull out the Notion app on my phone and then I use the voice detection and I speak into the notes. So then the note is saved there and then I can always come back to it later when I need to refer and then I flesh it out. It's also super user friendly. I feel like it's so easy to use Notion. If you want to change anything, all you do is like a simple drag and drop to rearrange the order, and creating a new page is so easy. Just click the plus sign, write a page, and then if you want to to move that page into a different folder that you have created already. It's just a literal simple drag and drop. So you can create pages within pages within pages. You can nest so many things. You can also embed pictures, PDFs, links, videos, and it's super easy for me to run Nalva, my online business, because it makes a clear pathway to the directory and the things I need to refer back to. You also have the option of viewing the data in your preferred format, so you can have table view, board view, list view, bullet points, whichever way you want to view your notes. It's literally up to you. All professionals that I know around me use Notion, and it's completely free of charge, so go check out the link down below. Try out Notion for yourself. You won't regret it. Now back to the video. Number 8, spend time by yourself. Now, I'm a very social person. I love being around people and talking to them, but I also know that I have the most profound realizations about life after I sat down by myself and have time to reflect on my thoughts. People are lovely, but they can also be a distraction, and it's worth spending time alone to realize your values without the influence of others. Number 9, spend time out in nature. Do it because it's a very humbling experience for everybody. We can get so focused on our internal struggles and think it's the most important thing in the world when it's not. But once you go to a mountain or a forest or the beach and you realize that this planet has existed billions of years before you and will continue to exist after you, all your internal problems are just in your head and it doesn't actually really matter all that much. So it kind of gives me peace when I'm out in nature and I think about this. Number 10. Let go of your ego and your pride. All it does is limit you and hold you back in life. Our sense of pride is something that our emotions have conjured up inside us, but its existence is not real, as in the sense that the tree outside is real. That's real, but sense of pride, that's not real. And this pride or this ego, it can stop you from trying out something new due to the fear of looking stupid or dumb, or sometimes it can cause you to say very ugly things to people. So let go of your ego. Number 11, be genuine. I think one of the most important things in life is to try and live a truthful one. And once you start living in a web of lies and not living your most authentic self, I think that's just the beginning of misery, basically. And I feel like other people can feel it too when you're being inauthentic. And it also causes you so much stress to live this way. So be genuine and truthful. Number 12, only worry about the things that are within your control. You cannot ever control what other people may think of you, but you can control how you respond to criticism. You can't control the various thoughts that pop up into your head, but you can control how you choose to respond to these thoughts. So basically, control what you can and just let go of the rest. Number 13 is a quote that is really helpful for me. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength. This is a quote by Marcus Aurelius, who was a Stoic philosopher. Basically what it means is, if someone succeeds in provoking you, realize that your mind is complicit in this provocation. Sometimes when you have those days when you're like, I'm upset because this person said this to me, change your perspective, because nobody can actually make you upset. You are making yourself upset by letting yourself do that. Once you realize that you have the power to be like, it's just words, it doesn't mean anything to me, you will literally become the most cast iron person. So you have power over your mind, not outside events. Number 14, count your blessings. I try to wake up every day and feel genuinely grateful for the sun, the fact that I have all arms and legs, I have a roof over my head, I have the ability to love. All these things I feel genuinely grateful for, because not everybody has these privileges. Rather than focusing on the things that you don't have all the time, focus on the things that you do have already, and it'll just make you so much happier. Number 15, you become what you give your attention to. You also become the product of your environment. So choose wisely. Number 16, speak only when you're certain what you'll say isn't better left unsaid. That's all. That doesn't need much explaining. Next, number 17, be tolerant with others but strict with yourself. This is how I try to live. It's obviously still a work in progress because I expect so much for myself. Sometimes I do expect too much from other people as well, and it does frustrate me, but this is something I'm continuously working on, so that's one thing that I've learned. Be tolerant with others but strict with yourself. Number 18, lead by example rather than talking about how great you are. Don't explain your life philosophy. Embody it, live it, show it. For example, someone at work, they can be saying, oh, I'm such a hard worker, I'm always diligent, I'm always early to things. Instead of saying all these things, just show it to people by doing all these things. That's so much better than putting it out into words. Words are cheap, actions are evidence. Number 19, don't raise your voice, just improve your argument. Lay out the facts rather than becoming irrationally emotional. Number 20, it is not the person who has too little, but the person who craves more that is poor. You can't say that you are truly wealthy if you're constantly craving more things. Accepting and being genuinely content with what you have already makes you truly wealthy. Number 21, we suffer more in imagination than in reality. Think about those times when you heard something from someone and you wondered if their words had a secret double meaning. You're suffering more in imagination than in reality. Let it go. You're just making yourself miserable. Don't twist situations or words into your head and you're suddenly making it all awful. Let it go and focus on the present. Number 22, keep your intentions pure. Emotions will try to distract you. You should be so busy building and focusing on your life that other people's bullshit is not your concern at all. If somebody makes you upset, that can take up so much emotional time and energy. Don't get distracted. Just do you. Keep doing what you have to do. Number 23, nothing lasts forever. Come to accept this fact because nothing on this planet lasts forever. So don't wish things were different and you actually feel a lot of peace. Number 24, hang on to your youthful enthusiasms, especially as you get older. You know how joyous kids are when they're discovering something new for the first time in their life? It's so much better to try and live life like a kid in this way. Most people, when they're old, they're burnt out, they're not interested in anything, and they become like a bit of a Scrooge, but try to not be like that. Try to keep that childlike wonderment and excitement for life. It makes you happier. Number 25, when pain comes, and it will come, it must not derail you from your set virtues. And for me, my two set virtues in life is basically 1, be a good person, and number 2, do something useful for the world while I'm present in it. Some people I've noticed enjoy the hype of pain too much. They like to be stuck in that place and then they lose touch with their purpose. My advice is don't revel in the pain. Focus on what you have to do in life, which is, like I said, my 2 set virtues. Be a good person and do something useful for the world while you're present in it. Number 26, the best revenge is to not be like your enemy. Simple as, this doesn't need much explanation. Number 27, complaining is not a life strategy. We have limited time and energy on this earth, and time spent complaining rather than taking action won't help you achieve your goals. And it doesn't make you happier either, actually. So, number 28, never a failure, always a lesson. You haven't failed. You've just managed to find 10,000 ways that won't work, so keep going. And finally, last one, number 29. The happiness of your life depends on the quality of your thoughts. I'm much more positive mindset now compared to a few years ago when I was in such a dark, anxious, self-hating phase in my life. But just genuinely learning to control my own mind has been so beneficial to me. And it's so cliche, but literally it's about the perspective. The glass is half full or half empty. That is so cliche, but it's really true. I just genuinely choose to look at everything in the positive side of things, unless actually being presented with otherwise. And I have been through many ups and downs in my life, but even when, stuff happens, tragic events happen, pain happens, I kind of view it now as like, okay, this is my fate. This is something I just have to go through and I just have to continue on living. What else can I do? Kind of thing. Amor fati, it's the tattoo I have on my hand, which means love your fate, accept your fate, no matter what life throws at you, just keep going. It's basically my motto. So yeah, these are the 29 lessons that I've learned. I hope that this was somewhat useful to you guys. If you have any questions or discussions that you want to ask me about any of the points made, leave them down in the comments and then I'll have a look. And oh my gosh, next year I'll be 30. So I wonder what kind of place I'll be then. But hopefully I'll continue to grow and mature and yeah, just live life in the most grateful way as possible, basically. Thank you for watching and I'll see you in the next one.